va morrer. That's my message for the Brazilian fans, because I'm gonna be honest, it's not looking good for you guys. And sadly, the 3 Brazilians that I think are gonna lose this weekend are also the 3 most popular. Moicano ain't gonna make no more money because he's going outside. The champion will no longer have a name because Charles Oliveira is going outside. And the only Shama Alex Pereira is gonna do is going to the hospital after Jamal Hill clocks him. And before you call me a hater or biased, I'm gonna give you reasoning for every one of my picks, and I'm gonna make sure they're as clear as possible. So let's start with the money man himself, Mr. Big Business. I hate to be that guy, but Moicano doesn't stand a chance against Jalen Turner. And if you think otherwise, you're delusional because you like him. Because when you think about it, what is Moicano's strong point? His wrestling, his jiu-jitsu, you know? Like, that's what he did against Drew Dober. He held him down for a couple rounds and won the fight. Now, ask yourself this. Is Moicano a better wrestler than Gamrot? Is he more dangerous on the ground than Gamrot? Is he more physically imposing? Stronger? Faster maybe? No, he's not. Stop lying to yourself. Bro lost against Aldo, lost against Fiziev, and then lost against the washed RDA. He got the shit beat out of him, and yeah, it was on short notice. Yes, I agree. But to be honest, it was clearly just a skill deficiency. Like, their skill levels were not the same. It wasn't a matter of conditioning or his chin or whatever. No, he was outclassed. Then he came back, had a nice performance, and then he took another year layoff and came back again against Drew Dober in what may call a stinkfest. I'm not saying that, but some people may. So now you're telling me that this guy, who couldn't really do anything with his wrestling against Drew Dober, is gonna beat the guy who went to a split decision with Gamrot, a Gamrot who came to wrestle. It's not like Gamrot tried to strike with Jalen and got outpointed. No, Gamrot came to wrestle, and Jalen still took him to a split decision. And did you see what my boy Jalen did to Bobby Green? You want this to happen to Renato? Come on, guys, the way he was getting tagged by old men RDA, you think he's not going to be tagged by 6'3" Jalen Turner? Jalen Turner, I'm calling it right now, is going to knock him out the way we have never seen him being knocked out before. Renato's wrestling and jiu-jitsu is not going to work on a guy that was able to defend pretty well against Gamrot, and he's not going to outstrike Jalen. His only chance to win this is to catch a fluky back take and rear naked choke him. So yeah, 0% chances that Renato wins this. So now, for the guy who beats Khabib, Charles Oliveira. It's painful for me because Charles Oliveira truly is one of my favorite fighters. But I can't pick him against Arman Tsarukyan. Look, everybody's hyping up Oliveira's ground game. Oh, his ground game, his ground game, his ground game. Do I need to remind you that he was held down on the ground by Beneil Dariush for like 3 minutes of his first round with him? And he was controlled on the ground by Makhachev. He was also controlled on the ground for a little bit by Kevin Lee, but then he ended up submitting him, so it's not really a fair point. But still, he was controlled for quite a bit. And now you're telling me that the guy who went toe-to-toe wrestling with Islam Makhachev is going to have some issues going to the ground with Charles? He's just not. And now Arman is also developing knockout power. Look at what he did to Dariush. He got him literally in 1 minute. Charles Oliveira was held down by Dariush. Charles Oliveira had to go throw a crazy combo to get at Dariush. Arman knocked him out cold, and he's still improving. And yes, his striking may not be the best, but we saw in his last fight that it's something that he's actually working on. He's never looked this sharp, and he's the biggest threat to Islam Makhachev. He's young, he's as athletic as anyone in this division, and he's the guy to beat Charles Oliveira. Now, it's still Charles Oliveira, so you know what? He could catch him with like a perfect left hook, or maybe catch him with some submission. It's still possible. They're high-level fighters. He's a former champion. He's the #1 contender for a reason. I'm just saying that when you break down the fight, I don't see Oliveira doing... I see this fight being fairly similar to the Islam one. Now for the main event, the 2-division champion, the best striker of all time, the best striker in the UFC, Israel Adesanya's father, Alex Pereira. I have a history of doubting this man since the Jan Blachowicz fight. I thought the move to 205 was way too early. I thought he was going to get clipped, but he proved me wrong. Even though I thought he lost the Jan fight, he still proved me wrong. He held his own in there. He got clipped and he didn't get knocked out. His chin seems to be better at 205. You know, he proved me wrong multiple times. Even with Yeri, I picked against him. But this one, this one is different. I would favor Alex in most of the matchups at 205. I think he could low-key beat Ankalaev, kick his leg, fuck him up. But against Jamal Hill, it's like the worst matchup for him at the moment. I can't put my faith in the guy that's been hurt by the same shot 3 fights in a row against the guy that has highlight reels with that same shot. And if you don't know what I'm talking about the straight. Alex Pereira seems to not improve his defense at all. Like, how are you gonna get almost knocked out by Izzy in the first fight against the cage in this way, and then in the second fight being caught with the same shot, same position, same time, and then in your next fight you get clipped by Jan Blachowicz with the same shot? How are you gonna let this happen? And I don't think that Alex can knock out Jamal just like with a clean left hook. I think Jamal can low-key take that shit. And I keep saying low-key, but I think Jamal can take that punch. Not a lot of it, not a perfectly placed one, but Jamal is not just gonna fall to the ground as soon as Alex touches him. My biggest fear with this fight are the low kicks, because we know Jamal is hurt. It's like his Achilles tendon, I think. We know that's still not healed because usually it takes around a year, and it's been 7 months, 8 months, so it can't be totally healed. I think he was rushed into this fight, but if he took it, I guess he considers himself healthy enough. So I have faith in Jamal not fearing the striking and catching Pereira where he's weak. That means like his defense with a straight, push him against the cage and clip him. So it's not a good day to be Brazilian because, like I said, they're going out sad. I don't have faith in no Brazilian except Figueiredo and Diego Lopes for this fight, because I fuck with Diego Lopes and I fuck with Figueiredo and I think they're gonna win. But the big three, the main three, they are not gonna get this done. It's over for them. And Alex Pereira is probably gonna retire, and Charles Oliveira is probably gonna chase the Conor McGregor fight. And for Moicano, he can fight Paddy in England. Yeah, I think that they're already setting him up, so he could fight Paddy in England after this. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this one, but still, those are my picks and this is my opinion, and it's right. My opinion is the only correct one. So leave a comment, let me know what you think, and thank you for watching.